Good morning, Eagles. Welcome to Horizons News, where we bring you amazing stories that help us soar to new heights. I'm Mrs. B.
And I'm Mr. T. And today we have a very special story about two brilliant women who helped send astronauts into space and made history in the world of science and math. And their names are Katherine Johnson and Mae Jemison.
That's right. Katherine Johnson was a trailblazer whose math skills helped NASA launch missions that changed the world. Let's dive into their incredible stories and see how they helped shape the future of space exploration.
Katherine Johnson was born in 1918 in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. And from a young age, she loved math. She was really, really good at it. She was so good that she graduated high school when she was just 14. I know. And went on to study math and French at college.
Back then, it was very rare for Black women to become scientists or mathematicians, but Katherine was determined to follow her dreams. She went on to work at NASA, the space agency that sends rockets and astronauts into space.
So who was Mae Jemison?
Mae Jemison was the first African-American woman to become an astronaut. No one believed that she could do it, except for Mae. And her belief in herself was strong enough to carry her all the way to the stars.
That's right. And back then, Black Americans, especially female Americans, were not seen as people who could become astronauts. Mae's dream was literally unheard of, but she didn't let the naysayers get in her way.
Yeah. Mae became the first African-American female astronaut to travel to space on September 12, 1992, on the shuttle Endeavour, mission STS-47. This inspired little girls everywhere to chase their dreams and shoot for the stars.
So back to Katherine. So at NASA, Katherine Johnson became one of the most important mathematicians working on the space program.
Wow.
She calculated the flight paths of rockets, including the ones that carried astronauts into space. And her math was key to making sure that the rockets got to the right place at the right time.
I wonder if we have any mathematicians in here that are going to be future scientists.
I hope so. Math is so important.
So important. You know, one of her most famous achievements was calculating the trajectory for John Glenn, the first American astronaut to orbit Earth. John Glenn trusted Katherine's calculations so much that he asked for her to double-check the numbers before his flight. Thanks to her, the mission was a huge success.
Yeah, in fact, had they not let her check those numbers, he would not have okayed the blast off.
That's incredible.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
But Katherine and Mae just didn't face math problems. They also faced many challenges because they were Black women working in a field where women and people of color were not often included.
Yeah, it wasn't always a happy story, huh? Even though they faced discrimination, Katherine and Mae never gave up. They kept proving that their skills were needed and important. Their hard work and determination helped break down barriers for future generations of women and African Americans in science and technology.
A lot of these contributions were overlooked or downplayed. But it's important to recognize that NASA's achievements, from the moon landing to Mars rovers, wouldn't have been possible without the brilliant work of Black Americans. These scientists, mathematicians, engineers, and astronauts didn't just break barriers in space. They broke barriers right here on Earth, too. They showed that when we give everyone a chance to shine, regardless of race, we can achieve amazing things. So next time you look up at the stars or see a rocket launch, remember that space exploration is a team effort. And that team includes some incredible Black Americans who've been pushing the boundaries of what's possible for decades.
So why is Katherine Johnson and Mae Jemison's story important to us, Eagles? Well, they showed us that no matter who you are or where you come from, you can achieve great things if you just work hard and never, ever give up on your dreams.
Exactly. Their story teaches us the power of perseverance, the importance of believing in ourselves and how our skills can make a difference in the world. They proved that math and science aren't just for certain people. They're for anyone who's passionate and ready to work hard.
That's really cool. And so we have some books that are available. What have you got?
This is from Covey's Card of Excellence. I have Mae Among the Stars. And it's very cool because, even though it's hard to believe, Mae was a child just like you once. So you get to peek kind of into her childhood and see how she got into space.
Wow.
Really cool.
Here's one about Katherine Johnson. It's called Counting the Stars. And there's another book. So first, before I introduce this book, I just wanted to say a few things about Mae Jemison. Did you know that she knows she can speak 3 other languages besides English?
No way.
So yeah, she speaks Russian and Japanese, which would be good on the space shuttle.
Wow.
But she also speaks Swahili.
Oh my god.
Which is an incredible difficult language.
That is incredibly difficult to learn.
Really difficult.
As if she wasn't impressive enough. That's
I know.
Amazing.
I know. So I got to tell you something about Katherine.
Yeah.
So I feel I have great feelings about Katherine, and kind of I get a little bit emotional actually when I talk about it. You know, she worked for NASA for over 30 years, and there's a book called Hidden Figures that was also made into a movie, Hidden Figures, which has some great Black actresses.
It does.
But I got to tell you, you know, back then, they didn't calculate with calculators. They had slide rules. I mean, she did the work of a huge computer. Mm-hmm. And there were a bunch of Black women on this team that really helped this mission go. And, you know, they didn't get really recognized until actually after they were dead.
Yeah.
And I really would encourage you to watch the movie Hidden Figures. Mm-hmm. At the very end of the credits, they show the pictures of these ladies and some more about their stories. And I got to tell you, I started crying.
Yeah. I
was like so moved by how brave they were, how smart they were, and how they persevered, and that they finally got some recognition. But it was after they were actually gone. Yeah. So, but nonetheless, they're very inspiring.
Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson were brilliant mathematicians who worked at NASA during the space race. These women were literal human computers before we had machines to do the job. Katherine Johnson's calculations were so spot on that John Glenn, the first American to orbit Earth, asked for her to double-check the computer's math before his flight. That's how good she was. Dorothy Vaughan became NASA's first Black manager, and Mary Jackson was NASA's first Black female engineer. Talk about trailblazers.
So Eagles, let's take this inspiration from Katherine Johnson and Mae Jemison, and just like them, you can reach the stars, and we can use our talents to make the world a better place. So whether you love math or science or art or anything else, your dreams are important and you can achieve them.
That's right. It's an incredibly touching story. I agree. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah, don't forget, there's a really important day coming up. What is it?
Oh, that's right, tomorrow. Tomorrow, don't forget to come in your college gear. We are celebrating education in all its forms.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you're a Cougar fan?
Or from PLU, who knows? Or local.
Yeah.
Or even maybe from Sweden, who knows? Mm-hmm. But guess what? We're going to be out and about. We're going to be looking for you. Mm-hmm. So don't forget, dress up in your college gear. You got it?
And you might be featured on Horizons News Network.
How very cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Keep soaring, Eagles.
That's right. Bye.